The biggest battle that we will ever have to face is the battle between you and you. It's the battle of taking your mind to that limit and then breaking through. On the Mindful Experiment podcast, we will be interviewing individuals who have done that, who have gone through the struggles, who have tried to create a reality and all that they could. And when all the odds were against them, they made the impossible possible. I'm your host, DrVic Manzo, and I want to thank you for being on the podcast and taking this journey with me as we go through and discover different avenues to break through those limits, different avenues to help you expand your reality so that you can evolve into the person that you desire to be. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of The Mindful Experiment. I am your host, Dr. Vic, and I am so excited to have you here. Today we are going to be hammering out and talking about how to be and the importance of being relentless in life. Before I jump in, I just want to share that my book is out, rocking and rolling. It's on Amazon. Check it out. If you want to save a little money, I can offer you the book for free. Look at the notes below, and it'll show you how you can get the book for free. I highly recommend it. It's a great book to really share. The reviews that have been coming in have been absolutely nothing short of amazing. And if you want to check that out and see about some of them, go ahead and check that out, because the book's all about designed to help you create a guide to just help create a fulfilled and inspired life using universal laws, quantum physics, and just experiences I've went through and how I've learned about these laws, how I've learned about energy and attraction. And when I learned those things, I was able to turn my life around and be able to live a more fulfilled and inspired life. So hope check it out. Excited to have you read that. And also, if you do read it and you love it, please share an awesome review for me on Amazon and other areas. So, being relentless, right? You've heard about this. There's a book out about it. And I believe the author is Tim Grover. He was a coach for Michael Jordan and some other guys. And the thing about being relentless in life is that it's real simple. Even though many people think it's hard, many people think it's, I can't do it. I don't know how you do it, Doc. And all these stories and excuses that we create in our lives. Being relentless just means this: making a choice, sticking to the choice, focusing on what it is you desire, end game in mind, focusing on the vision, and not allowing any other story to get in the way. So let me go ahead and break down some things so you can have an understanding of this. So in life, when we want to create a goal, a dream, a vision, whatever it may be, we all had them. If you don't think you have one, if you're like, I don't know what I want, go think when you were a child. Because as children, we always dreamed. As children, we always looked at what it is that we really want. I mean, I want to be a fireman. I want to be a cop. I want to be a doctor. I want to be an astronaut. I want to be this and I want to be that. I want to be a princess. I want to be a king, whatever it may be. You had these aspirations and you had these goals, right? And no one told you no. Did you feel as a child like, oh, that can't happen? My family's socioeconomic status is not great. I can never be a king. Look where they're at. There's no way I can allow that to happen. Or I can't be a doctor. Look, I don't have any money or backing, and I don't have this. Or I can't be an astronaut. You know how hard it is to be an astronaut? All the math and science and all these other things I have to learn in order to get there? There's none of that negative self-talk. As a child, we look and we say, this is what I want, and I'm going after it. You see, as a child, we understood these laws in a way that we didn't consciously know. It was inbuilt within us. And that's why my whole entire book is called Rediscover Your Greatness, because you're rediscovering really who you are. This whole podcast is about the mindful experiment, going and tapping into understanding your infinite potential. And we help you in that process with episode by episode by episode to truly help you transform and understand, wait a minute, that's how I always was. How the heck did I get off track? What happened in my life that helped me get that way? And so when it comes to what it is you want to be and do in your life, just frickin' do it. Don't look back. right? Because what happens is we start creating these stories, this bullshit story. May it be mainstream media that taught you this. May it be your family, your friends. May it be the teachers that you grew up with, your coaches in sports. There's someone or multiples of people who limited you, and there came a point when you believed it. Now, this all starts at about the age of 7. Around the age of 7, there's a lot of things that happen at the age of 7, but one of them is your logical mind starts to grow. You become logical. And the moment you become logical, you start strengthening the left brain, which weakens the right brain, and your right brain is the abstract thinking. Some people say this is the access to your spiritual truth, or the access to the universe, or a whole mess of other things. But with that being said, when you start to become more logical, you start limiting your life. In my first chapter of my book, I talk heavily about this, about the titles and labels that we put on ourselves and we create with ourselves, and how every time we create more titles and more labels, we limit more and more of what our reality is. We limit and minimize the truth of what we really can be and who we are. So when it comes to looking at these labels and these titles and all this stuff, as a child at 7 years old, we start doing that. As a child, we become more logical. And then we start trying to define logic to utilize things. And it happens. I'm not good enough at baseball. You go up to the bat, you strike out. I guess I'm not good enough at baseball. Look, I struck out. The ball comes to you in defense, and you make an error. I'm not good enough at baseball. Look what's happening to me. You become logical. You start to judge and officiate what the world is showing you, and you say that's what it is. But as a child, you didn't do that before that age. You broke limits. You went beyond and farther than you could ever imagine. But at 7 years old is when it all starts. And you become very, very logical. By the time you're a teenager, you lose out on all that. Because now it's all about what fits in. I want to fit in with everyone. Oh, I can't be different. No way. And I know I was like that in high school. I was somewhat different, but I wasn't fully different. I still had to fit in. And the thing is I didn't really get my voice until later in life, to where I was always defiant. That was just something that was built in me from day one, and I never let that go. So I'm defiant in a lot of different ways. Not in a bad way, just I like to beat to my own drum. I don't want no one telling me what to do. I want to do what I feel is right. Now, obviously that came from something, and that's being told all my life what to do. See how that works? But at the same token, as I continue through life, now I'm at a point in my life where I want to preach my own message. That's why I wrote my book. That's why I'm doing this podcast. I'm going to talk about things in our podcast that may be very controversial sometimes, and I'm okay with that. But it's my experiences and my research of what I've done, and I'm just sharing this with the world. You can take it for a grain of salt, use it as you will, but it's my goal to just help uplift human consciousness as much as I possibly can and play a role in this, so I leave a mark, leaving a mark on this earth that's actually better than when I first came in. So when we look at that, we start to lose ourselves, and then by the time we become 20, 25, 30, we don't really know what we want anymore, and we're just doing all the things that we were told. Well, so-and-so is super successful at what they do, so I'm going to follow what they do. So-and-so is super successful at what they do there, so I'm going to go follow them, and I'm going to do what they do. And you lose yourself more and more. How about you join a group, right? Oh, the group's mission is unbelievable. I love the group's mission. I'm going to join that group mission because I really think it sits with my values. And then you become part of the group. There's nothing wrong with being part of the group, but if you don't ever show your individual side of things, what ends up happening is you lose yourself again. You're not being you. You're not showing the uniqueness of you. You're just a product of the group. Does that make sense? I was told a few years back that when you're part of a group, it minimizes your voice. And I was kind of like, I don't know about that. I've been in a lot of groups, and I will speak up when I have to. And what they were saying is that it's a group that you don't get to shine. You become, so like for example, in chiropractic, there's groups that'll like management groups, and they'll tell you how to run your practice. They'll teach you how to be efficient, how to explain things to patients, and so much more. And it's what they do. It becomes standardized. And for me, I pulled away from a lot of those after a while because I was like, I'm not being me. This is not me. This is not how I like to express things. I'm a energy universal type of guy. I like to express things at the deepest root I can. Now, I don't go tell patients, chiropractic is the flow of energy. And when you have a subluxation, you're expressing less life than what you potentially can. And the soul and the innate intelligence of who you are is minimized. And it's lost potential. And it will never be able to exist through any other medium, because when you have a subluxation, it minimizes your innate intelligence to express itself. And that's lost potential. And it will never exist any other way until you adjust, improve the nervous system so energy can flow, your soul can flow, your innate intelligence can flow. It raises your conscious levels and allows you to thrive and grow. Now, if I told that to every single person that walked in my office, some may like it, some may think I'm woo-woo, and so forth. So I explain it in the terms of where the patient's at so that I can connect with them. But I always tailor it to what I just said to you in a certain way. May not say, I don't say those exact words, but I explain it in a way where I'm directly talking about it in that facet. So, where's your voice? What's your dream? What's your vision? What visions in your life are you pulling away from because you're like, I can't do this, or I won't be able to do that? Because for me, I believe the thing that most people want to do, they let the stories, the bullshit stories, the excuses, and all that stuff get in the way, and you don't allow yourself to thrive. You don't take action and take risk. And knowing that, you know what, I don't know it now, but I'm going to continue moving forth until I learn. Think like a child. A child is relentless. If you have children, you know exactly what I'm saying. When they want something, they're relentless. Their only focus is that, and that's it. Nothing else gets in the way. So how about in your life? How can you be relentless? How can you not let nothing get in the way? That you're going to achieve your goal. Let no distractions get there. Let no stories get into your head. Don't only believe the stories that are going to help you and empower you. No excuses. It's do or die. Sounds pretty intense. But you need that intensity in order to achieve that goal, that vision. You got to have that intensity. You got to think of it in that way. Because here's the thing. If you allow any distraction in, you muddy the water. If you allow any distraction, any excuse, you believe any story that's less empowering than what you're trying to achieve, you're breaking the attraction. You're making it harder and less of an opportunity or possibility to achieve what it is you desire. So you have to be relentless in everything that you do when it comes to your life, when it comes to your vision and your goals. And I always say, be relentless in all aspects of your life. What is it that you want in your marriage or your relationships? What is it you want with your family, your career, your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health, your social, economic with friends, your financial health? What are the things, those areas of your life, those 7 factors, what are the things that you want to do? What is the vision? And how are you being relentless with it? And I'll tell you right now, if it's not where you want it to be, you're not being relentless. You're letting excuses and stories and so forth to get in the way. When you look at your life, let's say physical health, this is easy to understand. And let's say you're looking at yourself in the mirror, and you look and you go, I don't like the way I look. Look at this, look at that. And you start saying all these things. Well, you're not being relentless enough. It just comes down to it. Because here's the thing, you're letting excuses get in the way. And these excuses sound like, I know I should work out today, but I just don't have time. I'm tired today. I don't have the energy. Or you had a very stressful day and the kids were just stressful and work was stressful, and you get home and you're just like, I didn't work out this morning or in the afternoon. I'm tired. I just want to have a glass of wine and go to sleep. Right? And it's okay when you have those things, but sometimes you still got to push through. And we're going to talk about this in other podcasts, but you got to push through. Get into the motion and just do it. Be relentless. Be a child. A child is relentless. It's built in them. We as adults in our world has taught kids to not be relentless anymore. How you have to understand where the other person's coming from, and you got to be all these other things. So when it comes to your life, look at it. Look at those areas of your life. Take a moment and see where are you at that you're being relentless and where are you not. And most of the time where you are being relentless, you're going to be achieving what you desire. And when you're not being relentless, you're allowing excuses and stories and bullshit to get in the way to not let you achieve what you desire.
Thank you for listening to the Mindful Experiment Podcast. For past shows, please visit www.empoweryourreality.com. I hope this show inspired you and added to your life to help you rediscover who you really are, to break through those limits. For connecting with us on social media, please check us out on Facebook at www.facebook.com/empoweryourreality. You can check us out on Twitter. Our handle is DrVic21. And also check us out on Instagram. It's instagram.com/DrVicManzo. And as always, if this show you found to be helpful for you, by paying it forward and sharing this podcast with someone that you know who could benefit from it. And last but not least, if you liked the podcast show, please give us a review, 5-star. We'd appreciate that. Thank you for listening to The Mindful Experiment, helping you discover your infinite potential.